I'm going to come to you first, Helen, to give us a kick-off with the conversation. You work at the National Autistic Society and you're also autistic yourself. Can you explain to our listeners what it means when we talk about autistic burnout?
Absolutely. So burnout as a concept was first sort of talked about in the 70s by an American psychologist, and he defined it as becoming exhausted by making excessive demands on energy, strength or resources. So when we're talking about autistic burnout, it's all of those demands that we're constantly being faced with. Being out in public, the sensory overload, trying to interpret other people's intentions. And it's all of those sort of adding up to being far too much for us to be able to cope with. This tends to go hand in hand with having trouble around sleeping, being able to properly process our own thoughts, which then increase that decline into burnout because we have even less energy to start with,
yes,
but we're increasing the demands on our energy resources. And this quite often comes through in the workplace as someone being very, very tired all the time, someone being very fed up and cynical about things. We get a lot more annoyed by things, a lot less tolerant of other people putting demands on us. And we end up starting to get this feeling of detachment and we feel very ineffective, like nothing we do will be good enough. And that leads to this state of burnout, which can quite often result in people just walking away from things they used to love and really enjoy because they just don't feel it's worth it anymore.
So it doesn't necessarily end up with an explosion. It can just be walking away.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually less likely to be an explosion and more likely to be that damp, spluttering squib of a candle being extinguished because someone just goes, I just don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to go away. I'm going to take me time. I'm going to try to get back to being the person I used to be because I'm not happy anymore. I'm not enjoying the things I used to.
Yeah, that's such a great description.